Chalo. So again, very good afternoon to everyone, and I hope I'm audible as well as visible. So a very warm welcome to all of you to Oliveboard to this very important session. So here we will discuss. You see, a lot has changed this year, right? A very big change, a significant change. The first thing, the biggest change is the sectional timer. And everybody is kind of saying the same thing, sir. What is going to be our approach? What is the ideal approach? So so you see the title, mastering the relentless clock. So how can we kind of start with our preparation or kind of make our strategy so that we don't miss out or we can maximize our attempts, maximize our score. That is what we are going to discuss in this short session, right? Sir, please understand what has changed. Sir, this is the rigidity that they have introduced, the SSC. The old era was flexible. So you had a significantly more time for quant, right? That was hands down. So quant used to take the most amount of time. So GAG, like GKGS, we used to do in a short amount of time, because it's like, if I know, I'll be able to answer. If I don't know, I won't be able to answer. If I give more time, generally the chances are there I'll make mistakes. I'll guess, I'll do guesswork, and it will be negatives. So, but again, reasoning used to take a little time. Sometimes for a few people, English used to take a little time, but quant hands down used to take the most amount of time. So somewhere around 25 to 30 minutes we used to allot, maybe like closer to 25 minutes we used to allot for quant. But again, that option is gone now. So even if we can complete GA within, let's say, 10 minutes, that extra 5 minutes you will be sitting idle. English, if you can complete in 10 minutes, you will be sitting idle for the remaining 5 minutes. Similar for reasoning as well. Whereas quant, you have to solve within 15 minutes. If you can solve 10, you have to solve 10. If you can solve all 25, you have to solve all 25. You don't have the flexibility that you used to have, right? That's the biggest change, sir. Now, sir, what is going to be, sir? You see, there is no recovery possible, right? So it used to be, sir, the like last till last year. So English is fast. You see, quant goes badly, takes 30 minutes. You could have recovered in English. There was still there was time you could have recovered. That is done, sir. So what is required now, sir? This is the main slide. You see, the maths dependent specialists, their days are gone now. You cannot be one of them. To be honest, very frankly speaking, I was one of them. The most of the maths faculties, you see, all of us are guilty as charged. Sir, we used to do heavily, like we used to invest time heavily on maths because that was our strength. But those days are gone now. You have to be balanced printers, meaning you have to have proper preparations for all four subjects. You cannot even deny, let's say, like for many of you, I talk to many students on a regular basis. GA is a section where, let's sir, my maths is ठीक ठाक, but sir, my GA, I don't really remember. I'm struggling with my GA. That cannot be the case anymore. You cannot clear your tier 1 exam even without proper preparation of GA. So if you are one of them, please work on, like, during these like 60 to 75 days that you have, please work like very intensively on your GA. Right? Now, coming to this. Sir, this is a very important slide. If you can see, sir, I have given you the risk factors over here and the rule. Speed is now critical over depth, especially for quant, right? Now, master quick question selections and simplification. The selections are going to be very important in case of quant. This is very important. Please understand the art of leaving questions. Let me be very frank. If the questions are lengthy, if again, not every shift is going to be uniform, there will be some like deviations from the like kind of the central. So again, if your exam is in one of those shifts where the questions are a little on the lengthier side, most likely you will not be able to solve all 25 questions. You need to leave a few questions. Maybe you can solve 20 to 22 questions, which is still a very good attempt. Now you have to leave 5 questions, let's say. Now you have to be mentally prepared to leave 5 questions from the get-go. If you are not mentally prepared, if you are thinking, no sir, I have to, I must solve 25 questions, there is a huge chance you will end up scoring only or solving only 15 questions. Why? Because you will kind of try to solve one very lengthy question that will eat away your time. And there is, again, I'm telling you, there is no chance of recovery. Because once that clock hits the 15-minute mark, it will automatically switch to the next section. And there is like no way you can switch back to the previous section. That option is gone, right? So in this GA or general awareness, English to some extent, I'm like assuming you guys are in English medium, your English is sorted to some extent, as well as reasoning. These three sections are comparatively properly prepared, comparatively. Main problem will face in quant, sir. Main problem you will face in quant. That is kind of this year's Achilles heel will be quant. So again, whatever happens, you must score at least correctly do 20 questions. At least that is the bare minimum. So for that, mentally be prepared. It's okay if I need to leave 5 questions. Now again, if the paper is easy, then go for those 5 questions as well. And there will be shifts where you can solve 25 out of 25 questions. But again, that decision, whether it's a 25 out of 25 shift or a 20 out of 25 shift, that you have to take on that moment only. Nobody can prepare you for that. Is that getting clear to everyone? That is something you need to understand, sir. Now, what you must do now, how to prepare yourself. So now it's not the time to go for full mocks, or even if you go for full mocks, what you need to do, I'm telling you. Now first you start your preparation. Start your preparation with 15-minute sectional like tests. So the new pattern tests which are available like on our website, so just go with sectional tests. Now see first how many are you going to get right. So let's say now you are at a level where you are getting 16 to 18 right, let's say. Try to bring it to 20 first. Then from there, let's see how, like if you can go to 22, 24, like try to increase as much as from 20. But this is the benchmark you have to take. Whatever happens, I have to get to that mark 20. This is the magic number. Then if I can increase it to 22, 23, then that is the good number. But 20, I cannot go below 20. So if you are at 15, if you are at 16, if you are at 17, you must try to touch 20 first. So that is the first thing you must do, each and every one of you, sir. Qualification, Tanisha, and yes, absolutely, Tanisha, definitely, definitely. Clear? Now, and again, also, one more thing I'll definitely recommend for quant. What you do, leave aside everything. Every day, take out 15 minutes of your time and practice simplifications. This is something I'll recommend each and every one of you. Just random simplifications. Squaring, cubing, multiplying, square roots, cube roots, just multiple. Do it with random numbers because you need to be very savvy with calculations. Because at the end of the day, every question, at the end of the day, after a couple of lines, it's all about calculations. So please do this every day like an antibiotic course. 15 minutes a day, just do calculations with 100% focus. Whatever you can do. 15 minutes. I'm not asking for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Then this is like your warm up for the day. Then you start your preparation. Then you start your quant preparation. Solve whatever number of questions you want to. But again, this 15 minutes must be there before you start taking your mocks, before you start doing. So preferably in the morning with a cup of tea, after you wake up, you do 15 minutes. You give 15 minutes to me. That's all I want. Now, after that, you go for a full test. Full test will be what? Full test, the full mock test will be, it must be having sectional timers. And I'm pleased to announce that every test now, like in our platform, is enabled with sectional timers in Oliveboard platform. So again, you can go like through the test from our platform. So there you will find all the tests which are now enabled with timers. So again, definitely go for the full tests at least once, like kind of give one mock a day now. So this is something, and after every mock, be it sectional, be it full, you must analyze. If you are being able to do 16, why 16? Why not 20? How again, if you can do 20, why 20? Why not 25? What went wrong? Analysis is very important, because then only you can go jump from 16 to 20, then only you can jump from 20 to 25. Without analysis, if you are doing 20, you will get stuck at 20. You cannot improve. So that is also very important. Clear, everyone? Now, apart from that, you see, this is a very interesting thing. What is this? So the gist of this is 30 to 40 seconds. You see, if you divide 25 questions and 15 minutes, you get 36 seconds per question. So round figure 30 to 40 seconds. That is the ideal time. So if a question is taking you just to understand, just to comprehend, after reading the question, it is taking you more than 15 to 20 seconds. That means the question is not for you. You need to skip the question and go to the next one. Also, always keep an eye on the options. If the options are in 6 digits, 7 digits with very weird type of numbers, so that means that's a like tell. That means, sir, that number or that like question is not to be like kind of tinkered with in the beginning. That is a question you should attempt later on. Please understand, 70 to 80% of the paper is going to be very easy. Your job is to attempt these 70-80% of the paper first. 80%, 70% of the paper will be very easy, right? You need to attempt that first, sir. First, you do that. I don't want you guys to do anything else first. That will give you the confidence to do the rest automatically. That will give you the confidence to do the rest automatically. You don't need to do anything. Clear, everyone? Now, the very important thing is like what this sectional timer also does, apart from speed, that most of us are ignoring, is the, you see, one moment you are thinking about, say, reasoning. Suddenly, you are in the middle of a reasoning question, let's say last question of reasoning. Suddenly, the timer shifts to quant, let's say. And you see, you are in, again, for within 1 second, you don't have the time to take 30 seconds and then start quant. You don't have that option anymore. Suddenly, within a fraction of a second, you have to readjust your brain and go into the quant mode. Or same goes for, so let's say it went to English. You have to again go into the English mode. That is easier said than done. So again, you need to train your brain like that, and it takes a lot of mocks to do that. So again, I'm telling you, sectional timer enabled mocks, giving those on a regular basis, on an everyday basis, is very, very important. Sectionals as well as the full timers, because these things will only like you'll only experience this when you are giving the full mocks, not in sectionals. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? So again, you can do this in the practice mode as well. If you're practicing 60 minutes or let's say 120 minutes, like take 30 minute slots automatically. Like you start timer, give timer before, or start a timer in your mobile phone when start practicing. Exactly when 30 minutes is over, I'll start like practicing some other like subject. You can do that as well. Now, This is the negative. Again, this year, hope the everybody is hoping the cutoff might be down a little bit because of these changes. So the negatives become even more important, because whenever the pattern change has happened like this huge of a pattern change meaning this kind of a, the whole examination is now upside down. So negative marks you cannot give. Your accuracy percentage should be as close to 100% as possible. Maybe a 1 mark or 2 marks here and there in subjects like English, where you can make a mistake here and there. But quant and reasoning, these two subjects, you must go for as close as a percentage of accuracy as 100 as possible. Sir, we choose the section. No, Apurvo. It will be like they will already like it will come pre-chosen. You cannot say, okay, I will choose my order. I will choose my order. That will not be the case. That will not be the case, brother. Okay? Absolutely, that doesn't work like that. Right? Now, the final. Please read this line. I'll read it later. This is exactly my message to all of you. The SSC CGL 2026 is no longer just a test of deep subject knowledge or raw intelligence. Right? It's a test of emotional control, sir. You see how the exam has changed because of this one simple change. Rapid mental switching between the sections, and ruthless adaptability. The 15-minute barrier rewards those who can detach from hard questions and maintain cold precision under fire. So again I'm telling you, the art of leaving questions. You cannot have ego. You might be the best question solver in the chapter percentage, and you might get a question in percentage where the calculation is lengthy. You should be the first person to acknowledge that and say this question is not to be done in this particular exam. This question is there to be left. So thanks for watching. Let's move to the next one. This should be your approach, everyone. This should be your exact approach. So there is no place for ego. I'm the best one in solving percentage. Percentage is my forte, my strength. How can I miss this? No, you must go for that. You must go for the next question. You leave the question. Now, again, if you have time at the end, if you have a minute or so, again, come back and solve. Nobody is asking you not to. But again, first, go for those 70-80% of the easy questions. Once that is done, then you do whatever the hell you want. But first, you must solve the easy questions. That is the only way you can maximize these 15 minutes. That is the only way. Right? So the game has changed, game has evolved. Those will only clear the cutoff, those students who are willing to evolve this year. So if you want to clear it, so you need to evolve as well. You cannot be rigid, you need to be flexible, because the exam has become rigid. So you need to be flexible now. So please keep these points in mind and start your practice. Mocks will play a very, very, very vital role now during these couple of months. So use the mocks to your advantage. And again, I'll come up with such videos like how to again use the mocks in a better manner in like sometimes next week. So again, we'll have a discussion in more detailed manner around those. Okay, so that will be all for this particular session. I hope this was helpful. You will implement these things what we discussed in your practice, and I'll see you guys again in the next class. Again, if you have liked this session, please do hit the like. This gives the session a little more reach. And if you have any queries, feel free to comment it down in the comment section. I'll see you guys next week. Next class. Till then, please take care, and thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. Bye bye.